Hey there, YouTube. This is Mr. Budget coming with a new deck profile for Standard. This has been a long time coming. This is the Fated Clash antagonist, Fated 1 of 0, Blangdmire. So I've been testing this deck out pretty recently. Come to find out, this deck is pretty damn solid. And when it gets its new support, the new Grade 2 and Grade 1, it's going to be even better. So we're going to hop right into the right line. First is a copy of Blangdmire. The abilities of Blangdmire are very simple. When it attacks, you may bind up to 4 cards out of your soul. If you bind 2, you're able to draw a card. If you bind all 4, your opponent must choose two of their rear cards and bind them face down. And then Blangdmire will get plus 5k for every 2 cards in the bind zone. So on its first attack, it's going to get plus 10. Unless you're able to cheat that out, which there are some other ways to do it in the deck. His other ability, which is his divine skill, is that when you have 8 or more cards in your bind zone, you can give Blangdmire an additional crit, shut down your opponent's abilities until the end of their next turn, and your opponent cannot use Sentinels for the rest of your turn. So this becomes a really big beatdown type of deck that shuts off your opponent's abilities. Next is the Grade 2 Ride Line and the Grade 1. These two are basically the same. When the Grade 2 rides into the Grade 1, you reveal the top 3, and then put any Grade 1s or higher into your soul. All the triggers go to the bottom deck, you draw a card. Same thing for the Grade 2 and the Grade 3 rides, but the catch is that when you put the cards to the bottom deck, you shuffle first and then draw if you're able to meet the condition. And last but not least is the Grade 0, which is Cavity Malga, just your normal D starter. So, as always, we're going to put the ride line here, and then we'll start getting right into the deck. Of course, we're playing 3 copies of Blangdmire. You do want a Persona ride. You want to get as much power on your front line as possible. Next, we're playing 3 copies of Single Strike Shatterer Colossus. This is one of the other pieces for Blangdmire that came in his set. This card has the ability when it attacks, if you have 4 more cards bound, you can give himself plus 10k. And if you do, you move him to the soul. Then he has the other ability. If he's put into the soul by anyone's ability, you may bind him and draw a card. So this is another way to accelerate that bind for Blangdmire. Last but not least is the order. We're playing 3 copies of Cage of Furious Star. You're going to need to get your pieces out of your soul, and it's also the soul charge for you. So this is just another way to make sure that you have a full board at all times. Those are all of the Grade 3s. We're only playing 9 of them. Going right into the Grade 2s. So the next piece for Blangdmire's key pieces are Steam Rider Zamgu. Zamgu has the ability when he attacks you in Energy Blast 3 as long as your Vanguard is Blangdmire. And it will give himself plus 5k and a crit if his crit has not changed. So you can give him all the power in the world, but you cannot change his crit. Then his other ability is when placed, if your Vanguard is Blangdmire, you may counterblast 1, reveal the top 3, move up to 1 card from those 3 to the soul. If you move 1, you shuffle deck and draw 1 card. Next, we're playing a Grade 2, which is a old but a goodie, Crimson Expeller. Crimson Expeller is here to do 2 things: soul charge when we need it, and give Blangdmire additional power when he needs it. So for those who don't know, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, you're obligated to soul charge 1 card from top of your deck. It's not a choice, it's not a trigger, it must happen if you attack the Vanguard. Then his soul abilities, you may counterblast 1, move him from the soul charge 1 to replace himself, and give your Vanguard plus 10k. This is not a hard once per turn. Last but not least, we're playing 4 copies of Servant Falkisha. She's a late Grade 3 turn card, same thing as Zagmu. Her ability is whenever she attacks a Vanguard, you may move a Dark States unit from your drop zone and put it into your soul, and then she'll get plus 5k for each of that card's grade. So things like your Colossus, which are going to be 15, making her 25, but also will trigger Colossus' ability to bind itself and draw a card, so they work hand in hand. Okay, those are all of our Grade 2s. For our Grade 1s, we're playing 3 copies of Invoked Alchemist. This is the one of the last key pieces for Blangdmire. This is Blangdmire's Grade 1 boosting unit. So when it boosts, if your Vanguard is Blangdmire, it gains plus 5k. So it becomes a 13k booster. But if it's boosting Blangdmire, it gains an additional 2, making itself a 15k booster. And then it has the ability to counterblast 1 and restand a rear guard. If you have 8 or more cards bound, it gives that restored unit plus 15k power. So this is how you build your numbers. So of course we're playing 3 PG, 1 element Centauria. We're playing 3 copies of Steam Artist Ayuga. Arium. Weird name. This is another piece that might get taken out, but I'm only playing him right now because again, this is somewhat of a budget deck, but it does hold value. So he has the ability in one place, you may still charge 1, but if your Vanguard is Blangdmire, you may look at the top 2 cards of your deck and move any cards to the soul. If any cards return to the deck, you must shuffle. But if you put 2 cards, if you put both of those cards to the soul, you do not shuffle your deck. Then he has the ability that if he is the only copy on your board, after you use your Divine Skill, you may retire him and draw a card, and then your opponent must discard a card if they want to re-ride or stride the next turn. So this just gives them an extra tax to get themselves out of Blangdmire's Divine Skill. And last but not least, we're playing 3 copies of Mind Hacker. This is just another placeholder for right now until we get the new support cards. Mind Hacker has the ability, if your Vanguard is Blangdmire, he gets plus 5k shield and 5k power, so 13k booster and a 10k shield. So it helps you defend. Those are all of our grade 1s. Going into the triggers, of course, we're playing the Dark States trigger. Dark States over trigger, so it's the best one for this deck, in my opinion. We're playing 3 fronts. We're normally just playing this here for the guard value of the front trigger, but hitting a front doesn't really bother you too much. We are playing 4 effect triggers. Now this does come in clutch because when you are adding power, you want to add power to the grade 2 Zagmoot, which becomes a 17k unit by itself, and giving it a 13k booster by itself makes it a 30k column. So it will be 17 plus 13, 27, yep, a 30k column, which makes magic numbers. And of course, we're playing another 4 crit and 4 here. I'm sorry about the glare. That makes our entire thing 8 crit, 4 heal, 3 front. You don't need any draw triggers because your cards in your deck allow you to draw as much as you possibly need. Okay. So that is everything for the Blangdmire Divine deck. I hope you guys found it interesting. I hope you guys are playing this as well. If you guys want to see this deck in action, I do have a video coming up very soon. I will drop it if I can get 10 or more likes on this video. Please like, subscribe, pass it around. The more we get here, the better these videos will get. More I can pay my editor in the future to make these videos look a bit better. But as of right now, we can just, bare bones is the best we can do right now. I know you guys seen a few videos that we had some background music, some cards pop up. It's only because of the blessings that we found an editor who's willing to work with us. But as life goes on, things get a little bit harder. But the more this channel grows, the better the quality of the videos can be. So that's all turning up to you. I'm hoping that you guys enjoy what we do here. Please leave a comment down below. Any questions, anything that you guys would like to see in the future, please let me know. And I'll make it a priority to try to get that out to you. But until then, let's keep it fun, keep it budget. And as always, we'll see you here next time.